Welcome to Center Control training. Okay, in the Center Control system software, we have two packages. The first one, J2 SDK, is the environment of the programming software. And the second one will be the software itself. Okay, let's get into the software. Find the exe file of the MK control here. First time we get into the programming software, we need to set up the environment program here. Go to Setting, Options, Environment, and then choose the J2 SDK package here. Okay, now I put it in the eDesk, and then we just choose the very file of this whole folder, J2 SDK. Okay. Actually, we always have the template program for you to edit, but for the first time learning, let's start with creating an empty project first. Okay, by pressing this OK button, we just need to set up a project name here and then choose the path you want to save the program. And also, we can add some description of this program here. Okay, now we have successfully entered the programming interface. In this interface, you can see that there are 9 models. There are 9 modules, which is define device, define combine, define constant, define variable, define function, define timer, define start, and define event. And at last, defined program. Okay, let's first start with the define device function. Okay, we can add some remarks by adding 2/ and then add some specific remark you need to get you better know about these functions or program. Okay, before we add the device, let's check about this picture. As you can see in the back of this center controller, there are 8 pieces of serial port. So we need to add these 8 pieces of serial port into this program. So how would we add this device? We just need to push this button here on the left top, add device, and choose the function you want here. Okay, in this page, as you can see, you need to first check about the device type. Here we need to choose the main board in the first center, and number 2 we need to make a name for this serial port, and the second and third, because this is the serial port we are going to add, so we need to choose the COM port to add. So we need to choose the device item type here. And about the device ID, as you can see there, the range is from 0 to 65,335. We just randomly input some ID as you wish. Okay, as you can see here, we have already add one COM device here. And also, our center controller has 8 pieces of IR input port, so we just need to, as As similar as before, we just need to choose the device item type. We choose the IR type and create a name, and then choose the device ID, and then in here the ID could be the same as the COM port, because they are using different types of input ports, so the ID could be the same. Okay, let's just keep adding the device. Sorry, there's something wrong with the PC. Wait a moment. Okay, it is fine now, so let's keep adding the device. As you can see, we also have some IR port in the back, and also relay port, 8 pieces. We can add them at the same way. Okay, we just need to follow the step one by one, and the device could be added very easily. Okay, so when we finish the input port adding, we need as we know, our center controller support the touch screen control, so we also need to add the touch screen device into this define device part. Okay, we just need to choose the device type touch screen device, and then also choose the device name. And remember, the device name must be different between every device. Okay, and we add the device ID 10. Okay, so we finished the adding device, and when we finish the adding, we better to add some remark in the back of every device name. Here we just need to make 2/ and then type the remark you want to make. Okay, we just made some Chinese word. No worries, this is for myself to check. No worries. And in the meantime, if you want to make your own remark, you just type in English or French or some other language as you wish. You can add. Okay, so that's all for device part. Okay, let's talk about define combine function. So in some project, there are more than 1 or 2 touch screens. That's when we need to use this define combine function. We can just add one more touch screen ID there, and then we use the define combine function to combine these 2 touch screens together, and then they could link together, and every touch screen could control this center control host at the same time. Number 3, define constant. This is a function we rarely use it. And number 4, as its name implies, this is used to define variable. And to do the programming, we are usually using this function, this define variable function. And there are two variables we always need to use. And the first one is int, and then the second one is string. And next, define function. This is also define, we rarely use it. And timer, we can add a timer for the programming. And next one, define start, we also rarely use it. And the most useful device is the define event function here. We always use it to add buttons and functions and programming, blah blah. And the last module, define program, is we also don't use it. So that's all for the introduction of these 9 modules.